Good evening, everyone. My name is Anne Logan, and this is the I'veReadThis.com YouTube channel. And tonight I am going to be reviewing the book Hot Stew by Fiona Mozley, which is probably one of the best book titles I've ever come across. So this is a work of fiction. It takes place in present day. It takes place in the Soho neighborhood of London, and it's just teeming with life and plot and characters and all that kind of fun stuff. It basically centers on a townhouse, like a building of sorts, and in the kind of cellar of this building lives a few different homeless people, and on the top floors of the building live some sex workers. There's two sex workers in particular, Tabitha and Precious, who we follow closely along with. There's a billionaire landlord of this townhouse who's actually trying to push out all of the current tenants because she wants to raise the rent and, refurbish this building and continue to gentrify the neighborhood so she can make more money. At first it's sort of hard to keep track of all the characters in this book because there are so many. But then we kind of quickly realize that all the characters are connected somehow, sometimes in a slight way, but a lot of their lives are somehow connected to this one building as well. So that tends to become clearer as you continue through the novel. Basically, we just jump from character to character to character, and each of the chapters is told from a first-person perspective. Each chapter is told from, men, women, this billionaire that I mentioned, homeless people. There's even a police officer at one point, so it's people across the entire spectrum, which really keeps things interesting, but we do return to some of these characters. Even though we do get some perspectives of men, it does become clear that this book is really about the uphill battle that women in particular are facing and this power struggle that they're constantly going through. Even the female billionaire landlord is sort of pushing for power in one way or another. And it's not an overtly feminist novel, but that's definitely an undertone throughout it. The book really deals with some serious and heavy topics like sex work. It features one woman who disappears for months on end, and we're not sure if she's involved in sex trafficking until we hear from her perspective individually, and it is a very kind of bizarre chapter, but one I actually really enjoyed. So the book deals with a lot of class issues as well. Again, these are all really serious and kind of heavy things, but a lot of the characters themselves have great senses of humor, and I feel like we're removed enough as readers that we can still enjoy the book. It doesn't feel like suffocating like you would think it would feel, because there are so many people and so many of the characters are literally living on top of each other. They're stacked on top of one another. Soho is just teeming with life, and it seems really overcrowded in some ways, but I never felt like that as a reader. I felt like the author did a really great job of giving each character enough space and room in their own chapters that I could fully settle in with the character and not feel like the other stories were kind of pushing in on us. So that's one reason why I really do recommend this novel. This is really literary fiction, it's literary fiction that still entertains, which is, I find, a really hard balance to strike, but it's definitely done well in this book. As I said, it's not too heavy. It's still entertaining. I loved following all the characters. They were all very different. So I'm not sure how much buzz this book has gotten. It's a UK author. I haven't heard much about it. It was released last year, but I picked it off my shelf and I really, really enjoyed it. So I'm curious to see if anyone else has read it. Please let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching tonight, and I promise I'll try to record another YouTube video sooner rather than later. I know it's been a while, so thanks so much for tuning in, and happy reading. Bye!